things are seldom all they seem. But if I know you, I know what you'll do. You'll love me at once, the way you did once upon a dream. But if I know you, I know what you'll do. You'll love me at once, the way you did once upon a dream. That was such a lovely nap that I had. I guess that's part of the reason people call me Sleeping Beauty. Of course, some people call me Briar Rose, and some people call me Princess Aurora. And I call you my Kidlit Reading Club friends. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to see you today. Speaking of stories, perhaps you would like me to read my story to you today. You would? Oh, that's perfect. Just like a dream. Let's begin our story today. I'm so excited, everyone. Have you been doing your reading at home? I'm glad to hear it. If you can't read by yourself, you can get a grown-up to help you read. Once upon a time, a kind king and a gentle queen had a baby girl named Aurora. That's me. Visitors came to see me, including King Hubert, who ruled a nearby kingdom, and his young son, Prince Philip. The two kings decided that Philip and I would marry one day and unite their kingdoms. The king and queen were so happy that they held a celebration. Soon, three good fairies, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, arrived. They came to give magical gifts to the baby princess. Flora said, "My gift shall be the gift of beauty." Fauna said, "My gift shall be the gift of song." But before Merryweather could give her gift, the evil fairy Maleficent appeared. She was so angry she hadn't been invited that she put a curse on me. Before the sun sets on her 16th birthday, Maleficent said, she shall prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die. What a terrible thing for her to say. Merryweather wanted to take away Maleficent's curse, but her powers were not strong enough. Instead, she changed the curse. Aurora wouldn't die, but instead would fall into a deep sleep. That's me. Only true love's kiss would break the spell. Then Flora came up with a plan. The three fairies would transform themselves into peasants and raise me deep in the forest until my 16th birthday. Once the curse ended, they would return me to the palace and to my parents. Many years passed, and Maleficent had lost her patience. It was almost my 16th birthday, and her evil helpers still hadn't found me. 16 years and not a trace of her, Maleficent shouted. "Are you sure you've searched everywhere?" She does look very impatient, doesn't she? Meanwhile, I had grown, and on my 16th birthday, the fairies sent me out to pick berries while they prepared a surprise party. As I wandered about, I sang a song about true love, the one I just sang. Nearby, a young prince heard my voice. The prince and I met and quickly fell in love, but I wouldn't tell him my name because the fairies had warned me never to speak to strangers. Even so, I invited the prince to visit the cottage that night and meet the fairies. Back at the cottage, the fairies were having trouble making my birthday party extra special. Sure that no one would see them, they decided to use their magic wands, but some of the magic escaped up the chimney. Just as Maleficent's raven was flying overhead, the colorful sparkles from the magic wands shot out of the cottage chimney. As soon as he saw the magic, the raven flew back to the Forbidden Mountain to tell Maleficent that he had found the good fairies and me. I returned home and told the fairies all about the handsome stranger I'd met. The fairies explained that I was really a princess and was promised to marry Prince Philip. Then the fairies set off to return me to my home and to my parents, the king and queen. When we reached the palace, the fairies left me alone while they went to find my parents. Suddenly, a strange glow appeared. In a trance, I followed the light to a room with a spinning wheel in it. Maleficent was also in the room. "Touch the spindle," the evil fairy commanded. Powerless, I obeyed and pricked my finger on the spindle of the spinning wheel. Soon, I fell into a deep sleep. Maleficent then found the prince and locked him in her dungeon. But shortly after, the good fairies appeared. They realized at last that he was Prince Philip. They gave him the magical shield of virtue and the sword of truth. "These weapons of righteousness will triumph over evil," they told him. Maleficent knew Prince Philip was the only one who could undo her curse on me. As he approached the castle, she turned herself into a terrible dragon and blasted him with red-hot flames. Philip threw his sword with all his might. The beast plunged over the edge of a cliff. Prince Philip ran through the palace gates to where I lay. He knelt beside me and kissed me gently. I awakened and smiled at my prince. Soon after, we were married, and we are still living happily ever after. The end. It's been wonderful spending time with you today, Kidlit friends. I hope you'll keep reading, and I look forward to the day when I can see you soon.